Move it, troopers! On the double! Fire!
Hi, this is Todd from the Scoundrels Cantina, and welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be talking about the Star Wars sequel that we never got to see. Before The Empire Strikes Back was made, George Lucas planned a much different sequel to the original Star Wars movie. A writer, Alan Dean Foster, was hired to write a novelization for the first Star Wars, and also a sequel without ever seeing Star Wars because George Lucas didn't finish writing the screenplay. All he had to work with was a couple of versions of the screenplay, a few minutes of rough footage, and some of Ralph McQuarrie's concept art. The name of the sequel was Splinter of the Mind's Eye. It was meant to be a follow-up story to A New Hope and the next Star Wars movie. George Lucas's plan was that if Star Wars was a hit, Splinter would hold on the fans until the next movie, or, in case Star Wars was unsuccessful, it would be used to make a cheap, low-budget sequel. When Foster was writing Splinter of the Mind's Eye, Harrison Ford didn't yet sign up for a sequel, and that is why Han Solo and Chewbacca were not in Splinter, and story-wise they simply abandoned the rebellion after the destruction of the first Death Star. Also, in this story, Luke and Leia have some romantic feelings for each other, and if this was accepted into the continuity and followed by episode 5 and 6, they wouldn't be siblings like they are. As some of you may know, George Lucas didn't expect Star Wars to be a success, and that is why Splinter of the Mind's Eye was written to be a movie with a tiny budget, without any space battles and expensive scenes. But as it turned out, Star Wars befell the world and became a huge hit, so Lucas went on with his original plan and made The Empire Strikes Back. Splinter of the Mind's Eye is part of the expanded universe, but doesn't and never did fit into its continuity. This means that Splinter is a non-canon story in the expanded universe because it would have continuity errors, like Luke and Leia not being siblings, which wouldn't fit story-wise with the EU and the movies. So this can be considered as an alternate reality Star Wars story. The only story Splinter goes with is A New Hope, but from a standalone film point of view. So yeah, Splinter of the Mind's Eye is a non-canon story, even for our EU plus canon point of view in the Star Wars galaxy. Anyway, let's briefly go over this story. 2 years after the Battle of Yavin and the destruction of the first Death Star, Luke and Leia, accompanied by R2 and C-3PO, are on a mission for the Rebel Alliance and are traveling to a foggy swamp planet called Mimban. Their ships experience problems and they crash land into a swamp similar to Dagobah's. There, they experience a lot of romantic feelings for each other before finding out that the Empire has a secret energy mine. On their way through the swamps, they meet a woman named Hala, who tells them that they are mining for the Kyber crystal, which magnifies Force users' powers. They join her to find the Kyber crystal with her promise to help them get off-world. Their journey leads them to a temple in which they have to fight their way through the passageways to get to the legendary Kyber crystal, while all manner of creatures attack them on their way there. Later, a battle ensues with the Mimban locals, the Kaways, and the Imperials, which were led by Darth Vader. As it seems, Vader is on Mimban to retrieve the Kyber crystal himself. After Luke and Leia retrieve the crystal, a duel ensues with Vader. While Luke is trapped underneath a rock, Leia takes on his lightsaber and fights Darth Vader, but ends up being badly hurt. With the help of the spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi and the crystal, Luke removes the rubble on him and plunges at Vader, cutting his lightsaber arm off, but not before fighting a fierce duel with Vader shooting Force lightning at him. Eventually, Luke pushes Vader into a pit, but senses that he's still alive. He and Leia escape Mimban and take on further off-world adventures. Anyway guys, this is it on the story of Splinter of the Mind's Eye, and we hope you all enjoyed it and learned something new about the vast multiverse of Star Wars. If you want to support this channel, hit that subscribe button for even more videos like this one, and remember guys, God is awesome, may the Force be with you always, and we'll see you in another video. You Rebel Scum.
This party's over.